Welcome back to Land House. It is 7:40 in the morning. Got up at 5, started working on ram pump stuff. I've got 20 something of them to build today. At 6 o'clock it was crystal clear on a Tuesday. It's supposed to get just cloudy and a chance of rain this afternoon. So you can see just some small clouds rolling in, which means I need to get my outside stuff done before the 100% chance of rain that there always is on a Tuesday. The plans for today, hopefully, yeah, I've got one. Need to change water filter under the house, build a bunch of ram pumps. I've got the intake box back down from the creek for the micro hydro. That video I'm gonna project, remove this back bar, it didn't work. Bring this up another board height, like I don't know, maybe this one, and extend it out longer. So I think I'm going to use this piece here as the base instead of the other one, because the water was just kind of jumping off of here and missing it. I need to do that. Also, Farmer Brad makes these chicken watering buckets, and I want to direct feed this with a ram pump. Will come in here by garden hose, and it's got a float valve in there that will shut that off automatically. So that's another video, and just a host of things. I want to use my screen over here to finish the underside of the Playhouse, and then I'll be ready for the railing on there. So that's what I got planned for today. One thing we need to go do is drag a garden hose from the ram pump up to somewhere for the testing of the bucket. So let's go do that real quick. When I take ram pumps this evening to the UPS, I'll need to purchase some more of these house filters. So I installed a Rusco spin down filter years ago, and it has been very helpful at catching some silt and sediment. But about every 4 days I have to come down here and clean this thing, which is super annoying. So I'm thinking about buying the extra long one, which goes, it's this screen material all the way down here to the bottom. That way we'll have maybe, I don't know, 8 days before I have to come down here and change this out. But the pressure was getting low enough that I can tell I have to change the big one as well. It is starting to get pretty clogged up in there. So go ahead and get this thing taken care of. I can't remember if the ball valve at the pump is 1 inch or 3/4. We need 3/4 to go to the garden hose. So yeah, I'm just gonna take both of those pieces, haul the tripod and the bucket, and we will make this video. That way we'll at least have something going on for next week. We had a ton of rain this past 2 days. Yeah, and the ram pump seems to have stopped. It ran for maybe a month straight, I believe, for this big rain. We'll have to see what caused it to stop up here. Yeah, looks like it's definitely stopped. So, all right, let's head up here and see. I'm afraid maybe the intake got washed out with all of this rain. We'll go up here and see what's going on. Looks like our creek has been rerouted a bit. Let's go this way. Yeah. Oh man, that's going to slow down progress this morning. You can see the end of the intake pipe there and the 6 inches of silt on top of it. That's going to be fun. So before I go up and start cleaning that out, quick thought I was having on the micro hydro. So my calculations were to put it right here, and if I were to do that, the wire run to the house is 350 feet. So I would need 10-3 to get it up there without much loss with 3-phase. So my thought was, this would be like, I don't know, 5 or 6 foot difference if I go from here versus over there. So for instance, if I just came straight down close to the path over there where that tree is fallen and go close to the tiny house, I could have the exit water go over to the ditch and come back down to the creek. I think that we have enough water over here to like 6 gallons a minute to run the ram pump if I do that. I don't know, just a thought I'm having. Basically putting the intake over there would save about $200 on wire. So I'll just have to do that math and see if this 6 to 8 feet of difference here is going to be important. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and clean out this silt real quick so we can get this garden hose hooked up. Okay, that wasn't too bad. This water is really cold. It's maybe 46 degrees today so far, but anyway, that should work. Man, I am waiting for this tree, which was split into 3, to come crashing down at some point. Both sides of that are as dead as could be. Like this little piece here, already cracked off this year, or within the past year. But anyway, so one day we're gonna come down here and that tree will be down across something. Probably our micro hydro setup. But okay, go down here and get this garden hose attached to the ram pump. The water is up so high today, there is nowhere to stand. I may toss this block here, right there, so I can stand on that and get these pieces installed. So the ball valve right there is the one we're going to be using to take the garden hose up the hill. I have connected 300 feet of garden hose up the hill, so hopefully that's enough to get enough back pressure to get our pump going here. So let me push the valve open with a stick and see what we get. I've also closed the delivery up to the storage tanks and opened this here. Okay, managed to get that going and seems like it's pretty consistent. So let's head up the hill here and hopefully we'll be able to get that bucket working from Farmer Brad. Should make a pretty good video. It's also going to answer the question that a lot of people ask. Is it possible to use a valve at the top? Oh, thought it stopped. Is it possible to use a shut-off valve at the top of the run and will the pump keep going? So anyway, yes and yes. I'm seeing one slight problem right here. I've got a bit of a leak in my hose, like a gallon a minute kind of a leak. These hoses are about 6 years old. The black ones that I bought first have been unbelievable. I have used those things for years. This cheaper orange one, no good. And I've got one over in the woods that's the newest one. It was just a gift. It lasted like maybe 2 years tops, but what to do? I'm not sure there's going to be enough head pressure at that first hose to keep that going. Actually, I have another small piece of hose over here. Might get us up a little bit higher. Maybe we could just put this up on the Playhouse and it would be sufficient for back pressure. Let's see, I need to buy a new hose, basically is what it comes down to. Let's see if this one is any good here. We'll try that. 9:30 and the first video is done. Just set up the Farmer Brad watering bucket to the ram pump and filled it up perfectly. I'm gonna go ahead and throw away the green hose and the orange hose. I probably could salvage some of it, but I think I'm gonna just spend the $30–40 I did before to get one of these nice non-kink black hoses, because they are far superior. To last out here outside for 6+ years, they've got to be pretty good. Okay, weather is still awesome. It's a little cold, 45, 50, 9:30 in the morning. I think the next project is going to be the micro hydro intake. I can already tell with the flow rate that's in the creek, I'm going to be getting wet. So I'm going to go into the shop, build that up, and then haul it back up to the top and hopefully get it installed. Before we head up the mountain with the micro hydro intake, I'm going to mow the grass that's down over there. So I'll go ahead and get this mower out of the lawnmower shed here. So I got this big spool of wire. I think I'm going to use that under the house to get the solar and the micro hydro to the equipment, I guess. But anyway, so let me see if I can get all this out of the way here so we can go mow the yard. Okay, that was the first mowing of the year. This little patch of grass right here is starting to grow up pretty good, and I'm seeing some shoots on all of that over there. Hopefully in a month or so we'll have nice grass here in the middle. But anyway, down there looks a lot better. So now it is time for micro hydro intake. I've got the box down here in the shop. I want to do the modifications and get this thing installed. That was really my primary goal for today, and so it is time to go into full micro hydro intake mode. Well, we took a load of ram pumps to town and got some other stuff. Check this out. The poly pipe has arrived at the plumbing store, and they're going to deliver it for 20 bucks, which is pretty awesome. So I'm up here at the Playhouse. I am wrapping up the last of the screen up under the eaves here. Some places like this, I'm not quite sure what to do. I'll have to see how well that works. I may have to come back and do something with that because it's got a little gap. But anyway, it's looking nice. Should keep out the bugs pretty good. Yeah, almost done with today. A lot has been accomplished. Glad to have that intake up there in the creek. So now we can start on putting the barrel in and get the pin stock in when it arrives. But I'm gonna go on the other side of the Playhouse here and get that side, and then I will need to do some more mulch stuff here, and then we're gonna call it good for today. Is it hard to scoop them? Uh-huh. Yeah? You want me to help you put some in your bucket? Mm-hmm. Okay. You need more? Uh-huh, I need a bit more. Okay, one more scoop. There you go. Where are you going to put them? Oh, maybe not on, maybe. Maybe next to the fence. Good job. Now I need some more now. I just pulled the hammock down and Emma's sad now. She was inside eating brownies and came back out. So I just wrapped up putting the mulch about 6 inches around the entire perimeter of the garden. Hopefully it'll keep out the unwanted grass that usually grows up to this tall here. Make it look a little bit nicer. We'll see. But man, what a successful day. Filmed the ram pump to Farmer Brad bucket. Got the intake to the micro hydro done. Built 10 ram pumps. Finished the screen work here under the Playhouse. Well, almost finished. I need to cover a few more gaps that have formed. But yeah, move some mulch. It's been a good day. Hope you've enjoyed this, and I will see you next week for another exciting vlog. All right, bye. You gonna help Dad take some of these things up to the house? No. You're not? I want to stay outside. You want to stay outside? Well, it's 4 minutes before supper time. No, I don't want supper.
Yeah, and it's 2 inch, so it makes it even worse.
I watched another guy unload it, or unravel it, when it was cloudy at about 40 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Man. It needs to be 80 before you unravel this stuff.
Well, I've seen people hook them underneath stuff and hook them around stuff to try to unravel them. And I've seen them come loose. Bad sight.
Yeah.